में ये
Mexican have to do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, well they've got it all blocked off. We were, Kathy and I were met.
They closed the court there.
Kathy and I were met by a very nice race
was that?
fumble. I'm